A Study in Scarlet, Chapter 1, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. In the year 1878, I took my degree of Doctor of Medicine of the University of London and proceeded to Netley to go through the course prescribed for surgeons in the army. Having completed my studies there, I was duly attached to the 5th Northumberland Fusiliers as assistant surgeon. The regiment was stationed in India at the time. The Second Afghan War broke out. On landing at Bombay, I learned that my corps had advanced through the pass and was already deep in the enemy's country. I followed, however, with many other officers who were in the same situation as myself. New duties. The cane brought honors and promotion to many, but for me it had nothing but misfortune and disaster. I was removed from my brigade and attached to the Berkshires. Fatal battle of Maywand. There I was struck on the shoulder by a giant bullet, which shattered the bone artery. My orderly, who threw me across the pack horse and succeeded in bringing me safely to the British lines, worn with pain and weak from the prolonged hardships which I had undergone. Great train of wounded sufferers to the base hospital at Peshawar. Here I rallied and had already improved so far as to be able to walk about the wards upon the veranda when I was struck down by enteric fever, that cause of our India possession. For once, my life was despaired of, and when at last I came to myself and became convalescent, emaciated, that the medical board determined that not a day should be lost in sending me back to England. I was dispatched, accordingly, in the tripship Orontes, and landed a month later on Portsmouth jetty with my health, but with permission. I had neither kith nor kin in England, and was therefore a friar's heir, or a friar's income of 11 shillings. Under such circumstances, I naturally gravitated into London. Idlers of the Empire drained. There I stayed for some time at a private hotel in Strand, leading a comfortless, meaningless existence, as I had considerably more freely than I ought. So alarming did the state of my brains, metropolis, and rusticate somewhere in the country, complete alteration my style of living, choosing the latter alternative. Leave the hotel quarters in some less pretentious and less expensive domicile. On the very day that I had come to this conclusion, when someone tapped me on the shoulder, and turning round, I recognized young Stanford, who had been dresser under me at Bart's. The sight of a friendly face in the great wilderness of London is indeed to a lonely man. In old days, Stanford had never been particular crowing of mine enthusiasm, and he, in turn, appeared to be delighted to see me. The exuberance of my joy asked him to lunch with me at the Hold'em in a hansom. Whatever have you been doing yourself, Watson? He asked, undisguised wonder. Crowded London streets. Brown as a nut. I gave him a short sketch of my adventures. Poor devil, he said, commiseratingly, after he had listed to my misfortunes. What are you up to now? Looking for lodging? I answered, trying to solve the problem as to whether it's possible to get comfortable rooms reasonable price. You are the second man today. And who was the first? I asked. A fellow who is working at the chemical laboratory up at the hospital. He was bemoaning himself this morning because he could not get someone to go halves with him in some nice room which he had found, and which were too much for his purse. By Jove, I cried, if we really want, I am the very man for him. I should prefer have a partner to be alone. Young Stanford. You don't know Sherlock Holmes yet, he said. Perhaps you do not care for him. Constant companion. Why? What is there against him? He is a little queer in his ideas, enthusiast in some branches of science. As far as I know, he is a decent fellow enough. A medical student, I suppose, said I. No, I have no idea what he intends to go in for. I believe he is aware of anatomy, and he is